Wow. Teofimo Lopez still demanding a shot at Terence Bud Crawford. He just won't stop. That's what I want to talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. Come in, subscribe to the channel, the best in the business, and it's not even close. Teofimo did a brand new interview with the Zone Boxing Show, and he says, quote, "I want my flowers now, and the only way I can do that is by beating Terence Crawford now and getting that respect." He goes on to say, "This is the Terence Crawford era, then that's the guy. I give him his flowers. However, I'm a fighter as well, and I know I'm the best, and he says he's the best, so we're not too far away in weight class, and we can make that happen. They're trying to block my vision of getting to Crawford because they don't want me to do it." Teofimo goes on by saying, "They don't want to fight me," and he was referring to Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. "Bill Haney doesn't care for his son. He's just a money pit," end quote. Wow. Now, Teofimo, he continues to call out Terence Crawford. He says that's what he wants, and he just keep doing interviews where he's asking for the Terence Crawford fight. Listen, my style is not to get in the way of any fights. I don't prevent fights from happening. I do, however, give you guys a realistic point of view. I'm like the voice of reason in this boxing game, right? Where people, they always tell me about these fantasy fights, and some fights are really far apart. Some fights are really challenging to make, and people want to just bypass that and bypass the business and what makes sense and just see the fight that they want. But that's not how it works. However, Teofimo and Terence Crawford, I am not sure if that would be easy or hard to make that particular fight. Teofimo, he says he's coming out with Takeover Promotions. He has a former Mayweather Promotions fighter, and he's working with him, and he said he's going to test him out. And Terence Crawford is kind of a free agent with a partnership. As far as the Errol Spence fight, as of me recording this video, it is very unclear what is going on with the rematch clause. However, what I do know about boxing is this: when it comes to boxing, a rematch clause has an expiration date. You have an expiration date in which you can trigger the rematch clause, and you have one in which the fight has to happen. So the reason for that, you would be able to stall out someone's career and just have them on the sideline waiting to rematch you while you get better, and you could just stall out someone's career for 2 years if you wanted to. So they have to have kind of a cap off period. I don't have Terence Crawford's contract with Errol Spence, nor have I seen it. So I really don't know what the deal is with the Errol Spence fight. What we do know is Errol Spence, he blamed cataracts. He says, "I had cataracts in the Crawford fight." Some people believe him, some people don't believe him. To me, I mean, it's a man that flew through a car, so it's really not hard to understand, especially considering the fact that he had the detached retina, which was widely known about, and he had surgery for it. So I'm gonna take the man at face value. It's not hard to fathom somebody who flew through a car, despite not breaking any bones, that you have some lingering issues, especially with your vision. You like literally hit ground, asphalt, concrete. You know what I mean? Like, people, I know people would like to think that this is an Avengers movie or a Marvel movie, but in real life, when people get shot and they get in like ski accidents, they get in car accidents, there's usually some things that go with that, like whiplash and back problems or joint problems, you know, whatever, you know, it's just kind of common sense. Now, before I go in and finish the video about Teofimo Lopez and Terence Crawford, now a word from the sponsor of today's video. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working. And we're back. So Teofimo Lopez did a brand new interview and he's feeling himself. He has an upcoming fight with Jermaine Ortiz. To me, that's a difficult fight. So I understand he's talking about Devin Haney. I got a video coming about that. He said some things about Devin Haney. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any boxing news. He's talking now about Terence Crawford, who's not even in his weight class. And here's the thing. This is one of the reasons why I don't know Terence Crawford. He's kind of selective. He's pretty kind of to himself when it comes to boxing. He doesn't deal with a lot of media and whatnot. So here's another thing. What I seen from Terence Crawford, like, okay, yes, my fight prediction was wrong. I thought Errol Spence would beat Terence Crawford, and I was wrong. Terence Crawford beat him and scraped him, right? But some of my observations during fight week, none of that changed. And during my observations, I talked about Errol Spence's weight, and I talked about Terence Crawford's weight. However, my assessment at that time, Errol Spence, we knew he had been at the division longer. We knew he had been making the weight, and he had a nutritionist and things like that. So I thought they arrived at the weight as, soundly as possible. But come to find out, he's saying he had cataracts. There's other theories. Some people think he was weight drained, etc. So the point I'm making is, for Errol Spence, it wasn't a mystery that making weight for him was a struggle. But what was surprising in the Errol Spence Crawford fight for me was the fact that Terence Crawford looked like he too had a camp that really spent him, and he looked weight drained at the grand arrivals early in the fight week. I ain't never seen Crawford like that. So I think he put on so much muscle, and he put on additional mass, and his body, as he's gotten older and matured, I think that was hard for him to get up off that extra weight, because his face looked more sunk in than I could recall seeing. And that leads me to some questions in terms of a T.O. fight, because T.O. fighting Terence Crawford, a lot of people are like, this man T.O. is crazy, because we know Terence Crawford is a monster. But in addition to that, how long can Crawford keep making 147? Because from the looks of it at the Errol Spence fight, it looked like he was kind of down to the wire in terms of making his weight. So I don't know. The ball's kind of in his court. He's the 2X undisputed. I know T.O.'s saying he's undisputed 2X and all this stuff, but he's not the real. Terence Crawford is the real 2X undisputed, and then Naoya Inoue. But I don't know how much longer Crawford even wants to fight, let alone make 147. Crawford has kind of hinted to retirement and only taking big fights and kind of trying to cash out and get a big opportunity. I know he's calling out Canelo. I haven't really heard much about a potential Canelo fight from Canelo's side. They're talking about Canelo Munguia or Canelo versus Jermall Charlo. So I highly doubt Crawford is one of the names that Canelo is considering. See, and that would be a weird fight for Canelo, because one, he said he wouldn't get credit for beating a smaller person, and Crawford is a talented fighter who finds a way to win. So I doubt Canelo would even choose a guy like Crawford, because we know Canelo is the A side. Why would you even choose a guy like Crawford and give him that opportunity to potentially beat you? Because then that would look even crazier. Man, you let this guy move up 3 weight classes to fight you. And I'm not saying that I think Crawford would beat Canelo, because I really don't know about that. I really don't know with the size differential in Canelo's chin, moving up 3 weight classes. But I'm just saying, I highly doubt the Canelo fight happens, because again, Canelo, it would be so humiliating if a guy moved up 21 pounds and even beat you. So what I know about Canelo, I don't even think he would give an opportunity to Crawford to even examine that or try it. That's just my personal opinion. As far as Teofimo, I don't know what Crawford views that fight as, but it sounds like he only wants big fight. And I like the fight if Teo's crazy enough to take it. I don't know if it'll play out well for him, because we know Crawford's a monster. But I mean, if he wants to fight it, then, I guess it's cool. But I personally prefer Tim Tszyu for Crawford or Jaron Boots Ennis. because these are guys in or around his weight class. Teo, I mean, especially if Crawford's moving up to 54, then the Teo fight becomes even more unrealistic, at least to me. I don't know what you guys think, but at least to me, it becomes more unrealistic. So it is what it is. Do you think Teofimo is clout chasing, or do you think Teo really thinks he can beat Terence Crawford and really wants smoke with Terence Crawford? He's saying these guys don't want to fight me. You know, I'm the one to beat Crawford. They're saying it's his era. The best got to fight the best. You know, maybe he's taking the loss to George Kambosos, so now he doesn't know. I know some people think he's clout chasing and or trying to get a big paycheck and cash out. I don't know. You guys let me know. But from the first initial thoughts, and you know I don't really do predictions if the fight ain't actually signed on the dotted line, but just from what I'm thinking, Teo's going to be a massive underdog. I don't see him beating Terence Crawford. That's just my first initial thoughts, but I thought Josh Taylor would beat Teofimo, and he dogged him. So boxing is boxing. Let me know, am I way on or am I way off? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe. We work.